Alright guys, we have a quick update to the new lead pipeline stages. I want you to pay attention because we just added in an additional stage, and this was my fault that it wasn't in there before, but it's a very critical stage. And I also cleaned up the diagram that was in the original video. So again, we're not looking at new opportunities right now. That will be another discussion for another time, although this stage will apply there as well. For now, we are just focusing on the new lead opportunity, and you'll see what is missing right here. Right in here, there's something missing. And you can see what is now working right here with this the purple and the star, which says consult follow-up. So I want to get very clear with you guys on what that means and when you need to move a prospect, a new lead, into that sales stage in the opportunity for that contact. Now, the scenario is this: is that they've called in or they've submitted a form, you've made contact with them, you have scheduled them for a consultation, they came in for the consultation, so you already submitted the consult set stage, you already submit the internal form consultation reminders, and they showed up. You did your job perfectly and they showed up. And for whatever reason, they decided not to purchase at the location. Meaning they came in, they went through the whole thing, and then they left. And they did not buy. They did not become a customer. So in the past, what we'd been doing is we'd been completely just not responding and not following up with that individual after their consultation, which is a huge error on my part, so I take full responsibility. But this is a really good learning lesson, is that one of the biggest things we have to recognize is that once we get somebody to come in for a consultation, or come in at all, or listen to us, or even schedule a consultation, that means they're a very hot lead. That means of all the people that exist in the world, this person clearly has articulated that they want some type of treatment from us, whatever it might be. In this case, we're talking about hair, clear image in Dallas. But if it was in Houston, it could be tattoo. And they showed up and they've expressed as much interest as anyone possibly could, but they did not buy. So we have to follow up with them after that consultation. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to move them directly from the consult set stage into the consult follow-up stage. Now again, this is only for people that show up to the consultation but do not buy. And what this is going to do is it's going to send off a reminder for you in 2 days to call them. It's going to send out an automatic text message for you and an automatic email for you. And then 3 days after that, so the 5th day after the consultation, if you have not moved them into closed won or closed lost, or you have manually scheduled an appointment, or regardless of whether you manually scheduled some type of follow-up appointment, you are going to get a reminder to follow up again. The difference between previous follow-up series and this follow-up series is that we leave it up to you to manually text or email or call them after that first follow-up attempt, post-consultation. So let me actually jump into the actual back end so I can show you the guts of the campaign builder, where these automated messages are sent out, so you can see exactly the sequence that happens with this follow-up. So let's dive in. So what you're going to see here under the new pipeline stages is if they move it to consult follow-up right here, you're going to move them into the stage. So you can see, as it says, when moving into stage consult follow-up, go through a tagging sequence, which is you don't have to worry about, that's just for reporting. But then it goes into this consult follow-up email text series. So let's go into that. That's what's important here. And you can see is after you set them in that stage, it says wait at least 2 days and then run on a weekday at 9 a.m. and there's a task to follow up. So let's dive into this task. And this task is going to show up in your My Day section. It says this prospect came in for a consultation 2 days ago but did not purchase. Call to follow up with them. An email and text message has been sent today on your behalf, but no further text or emails will be sent after today to remind the person to complete the purchase. So further follow up is up to you to schedule. You will be sent a reminder in 3 days to follow up and again in 10 days to follow up. Disregard these automatic reminders if you manually schedule a follow up. You have to follow up at least 2 more times for a minimum of total 3 follow-ups via texts, calls, and emails. If they do not respond after 3 attempts, you can move them to the sales stage closed lost. Unless you have a reason to set further follow-ups, this will be left to your best judgment. For example, they might say, keep calling back, or hey, I'm sorry, I've been busy, but I'm very interested, and there might be a reason for you to keep on following up with them after that. Now, remember, when you move them to closed lost, doesn't mean we're done following up with them. It just means we're going to put them on a more slow regimen, maybe follow up in a month, and then 3 months, and then 6 months. So that's the first thing. Now, the email that's sent off, I'll show it to you real quick. This is the first email 2 days after post-consultation. Now, this again is obviously assuming that they come in for the consultation, but they did not purchase, and you didn't lose them, which you shouldn't have until you've tried it 3 attempts. So you can see here the first email it says, I wanted to follow up on your consultation 2 days ago. Did we answer all of your questions? If not, I'm here to answer them. Are you ready to move forward? As an added bonus, I'd like to offer you 25% off any package that you decide to purchase. So we offer them a nice little discount to incentivize them to come back in. Let me know if this interests you. Feel free to call or email anytime. My direct line is blah, 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 blah. And I think I'm going to add another line here since I'm working on this. I'm going to say, as an added bonus, I'd like to offer you 25% any package that you decide to purchase. In addition, we will match any of our competition's pricing. So I think that's a good offer to say, look, we're not going to, if you go somewhere else, we'll honor anything that you can show us. So in addition, we will match any of our competition's pricing. Let me know if this interests you. So that's what we're going to send as a follow-up. Now, then we send a text message, and I'll dive into our Fix Your Funnel text message, and you can see here, let me go ahead and edit the text message we send out for you, which is pretty simple. Hey, whatever their first name is, I wanted to follow up after your consultation with Clear Image 2 days ago. Have any questions? And that's what we send. So that's the text message that we send out as a follow-up. And then you can see it says right here, wait 3 days, and then there's a task to follow up again. Now, you may have manually, maybe you got in touch with them, maybe they said, hey, call me back in a month, and then you may have manually set that. You can just disregard this reminder, but this is just in case you do forget. So second consult follow-up reminder. This prospect came in for a consultation 5 days ago, but never purchased, or you already manually scheduled a follow-up. If you have already manually scheduled a follow-up, then disregard and close this task. If you have not, then text, email, and or call to follow up. And I'll even add in here with the prospect. Okay, so then finally it says if you still haven't gotten through to them and but you still haven't lost them, so they might have said, hey, stop calling me, then you'll move them to close lost. But if they haven't, then we send you a final follow-up 7 days later. This is 12 days after the initial consultation, and you can see this prospect came in 12 days ago for a consultation. If you manually set a follow-up or already made contact, then call, text, or email to follow up to get to this person to get this person to purchase. If you have already spoken with this person and they are no longer interested, move them to sales stage close lost. If they've requested for you to follow up with them at a later date, then leave the opportunity in the consult follow-up stage and set the appropriate reminders. This will be your last reminder. Further follow-up is up to you. So again, you might get here, and if you call and text and everything and say wait a day and they still haven't done anything, then it's going to send you a reminder automatically to lose them. Excuse me, it actually won't send you that reminder. Disregard what I just said. It won't send you that reminder. So it's up to you to move them to closed lost or closed won. If you want to, you can leave it open and set a follow-up down the road. Whatever you do not just not set a follow-up. If you're going to leave it open, meaning if you're not going to close win it or close lose it, then at least set a follow-up reminder for you so it doesn't just get lost in the system. Because typically we do have these series automatically send a close the lead down task for you when they finish the series. This one's a little different. We're going to leave it open-ended for you just in case you need to follow up at a later date. So it's up to you to keep track of this and constantly set follow-up reminders for yourself. And so that's basically the gist of it. It's pretty straightforward, just moving into that sales stage, but I wanted to make sure that we were on the same page here. So let me know if you have any questions. Again, it's a consult follow-up. This will occur directly after the consult is set and somebody shows up but does not purchase. Let me know if you have any questions. This should be pretty straightforward. Thanks a lot, guys.